The question asked was as simple as it was disturbing. How was a group of men in Oxfordshire, England, able to spend years grooming and sexually exploiting hundreds of young girls under the care of local social services? As Catherine Cullen reports from London, investigators blame local police and child welfare workers for failing to see the girls as victims rather than troublemakers.
What happened to the victims, to these children, is deeply disturbing and shocking.
Maggie Blythe was tasked with reviewing just what happened in Oxfordshire. Already 7 men were convicted of the horrifying sexual abuse of a few girls. But when she and her team looked more closely, they found that over a decade and a half, there were as many as 373 victims. Girls as young as 11, many of whom already acted out or had problems at home, targeted precisely because they were vulnerable.
They were sold for sex. They were pulled into a frightening world that they felt unable to escape from.
Blythe says authorities missed many opportunities to stop the abuse. Even complaints by parents didn't stop it. This woman says she was 13 when the abuse began.
My mother would say she's been with older males, she's come back, she's been beaten up, she's been injected with heroin. That was not enough for them to do anything about it. We were just troublesome girls.
Oxfordshire has already introduced changes. Police and social services are now working together to identify at-risk girls. Jim Levers is Director for Children for the Oxfordshire County Council.
I have a real sense of shame that I work for an organisation that was demonstrably failing those young people. But in being ashamed about that, I have committed myself, as have my staff, to making a difference.
This follows other similarly disturbing cases, including in Rotherham, where there are an estimated 1,400 victims. British Prime Minister David Cameron calls it abuse on an industrial scale.
It's not consent, it's not normal relations, it's wrong, and it has to be, we have to be intolerant of it and not walk on by, as happened in too many cases in the past.
Cameron wants to deem sexual abuse of children a national threat, requiring police to make it a priority. He's also calling for teachers, counsellors and social workers who fail to protect children to face up to 5 years in prison. Some argue that that standard will be too difficult to judge, or that fear of prosecution could keep some away from professions that help children. Cameron has responded that if professionals fail, there have to be consequences. Catherine Cullen, CBC News, London.